Well, that was an adventure. I'm on the side of the road again. Hey friends, Dustin here. You're watching the Life of Lynn channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. As you can see, yeah, we got about 51,000 pounds of big alfalfa bales on the back of the truck right now. And you guys are joining me to help me dig out of this hole that we're in. If you haven't seen the last couple episodes, I started a trucking company. It didn't go very well, and everything was broken from the get-go, and it took me months to get off the ground. So friends, I'm starting what will be my first full week of driving. I've been driving here and there, doing 2 loads a week or so, just because it's summertime, it's busy. I have kids in camps and 4-H and everything else, and well, this week, fair's in town, so 4-H is full, and everybody's going to be busy, but my wife has the entire week off, which allows me to not be home. So it works out. So I'm going to go make money. Last night I buzzed up to Nebraska, picked up this load of hay, and I am now taking it to Elizabeth, Colorado. We are only about an hour away. Going pretty good so far. We're going to get there, unstrap, get unloaded, and then see if we can find something else to start taking back up north. Maybe even another trip over to Salt Lake City. We will see, but right now I'm on a narrow 2-lane blacktop and we're just cruising through the countryside. Okay, I already dropped the hay. A rainstorm was coming in, and I had to get it there and unloaded before it rained. Otherwise, I was going to be in trouble. Okay? So it's done. Job's done. I'm on my way back home. Great. Cool. Wanted to show you something. It's over there. Yeah, it's a little loud, but the view from my office is incredible. Look at that. Anyway, I'm heading home. We're going to be finding some loads for the next couple days. I just got my last fuel stop. Spent a little more in fuel than I'd like, to be honest with you. About $840, so I was hoping to make $1,000 a day. It's going to be a little shy, but that's okay. Keep on trucking. I'll see you guys at home. All right, friends, I am back home. We got our first load dropped off, and it went pretty well. I was on my own hay adventure. Bought my own hay bales here because it's almost August. It's hot. It's dry. We haven't had any rain for 3 or so weeks, and not ideal for pasture conditions, and I hear cows like to eat. They like to have food to eat. Just finished booking online my next load. It doesn't leave till Monday. Today's Friday afternoon, so that's okay. I got all weekend to get things fixed around the house here, get some maintenance done around here because it's been busy. Some stuff's been missed, and fair's in town, so I gotta take the camper to town. I got a lot of stuff to do this weekend anyway, so it's fine. We're gonna do that, and then 6 a.m. Monday morning, we're heading to Denver, Colorado. Gonna be picking up some steel, I hear. Gonna swing all the way over to Ogden, Utah, which is north of Salt Lake City, I guess, which is great. Pretty much I-80. We've done that before. That's an easy one usually, and that's kind of light. It's less than 35,000 pounds, and it's not very tall, so we won't have as much wind drag. So I like all those things. The pay is not very good on it though. Waited to the last second. Should have snagged something earlier this morning. There's some good paying loads, but they were disappearing off the load board like that. And then I started waiting around longer, looking for a better one, and never found one. So there's the problem with waiting, you know. Kind of end up with a cheap load. But the cheap load's going to get us to Utah, and then just 2.5 hours north of Ogden, Utah, is a load of hay running for the folks that we just dropped this first load of hay off for. And that one's going to pay pretty good coming back down to Colorado. And then I can come home. And then we'll see how we did. But that is the current plan. I will get with you guys here shortly when we get ready to leave. Yep. Okay. Anyway, I started my trip. I was about to bring you guys along in a video here, but I broke down already. I'm on the side of the interstate in Denver, about 30 minutes away from my load of steel that I was supposed to pick up here Monday morning for our week-long adventure of trucking. But some lights came on all of a sudden. One of them was stop engine flashing red, which indicates it's going to shut itself off in about 30 seconds, so I better pull over pretty quick. Which I did. Unfortunately, that is literally the side of the interstate here, and it is rush hour Monday morning. And it just started raining. It wouldn't be a Life will End episode if we didn't have issues. Alright, we're only an hour away from home, so that's good news. That's better than 12. Let me show you what I got going on. I haven't figured it out yet. All the gauges were fine. The coolant level was low. I thought, well, maybe I'll just top that off. And then started looking. Some coolant being sprayed on things. See how it's catching the corner of the fan and it's just being sprayed on everything? Then I look down here. Well, friends, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think we somehow sprung a leak in our radiator, and I can't tell where it's coming from, but it's definitely spraying coolant all over the front of the motor, down there, up over underneath that, or maybe it's dripping out of our reservoir, hitting the fan and spraying back. I don't know where it's coming from. I can't find it. I don't see it dripping or spraying out of anywhere, but clearly at the bottom of the radiator support there's coolant coming out. So the engine went into shutdown mode because of low coolant. It's fine. It's running fine. I was gonna top it back off and make it to the exit, but it's hotter than the blazes of hell right now. So we gotta let that cool a minute, and then I'm gonna dump a bunch of water in there and get to the exit so we can get somewhere a little safer than the side of the interstate. It's a little rough. There's an exit about 2 miles ahead. Takes me to a little town that's got a gas station, so we're gonna try to get up there. I just put 6 bottles of water in the coolant reservoir to try to keep that light off long enough to prevent our shutdown. So we're gonna fire it up and try to get out on traffic here. But it's a little busy. I don't really like it. That's where we're at. And you wouldn't believe it. Just before I started recording, there was a car pulling off here. And that was the old truck owner. What are the odds of that? He was driving by. He's like, that's my old truck. And he stopped and backed back up. He was trying to get to a cancer treatment up in Denver there. But yeah, he backed up, made sure I was okay. I said, yeah, I'm going to put some coolant in it, make it down to this exit here, see what happened. I don't know if it's a radiator or a hose. That spray is everywhere, so we got to get that figured out, but I ain't figuring it out right here. Yeah, that's the current plan. Just called my broker and said, hey, I'm broke down. He's like, I'm having a bad day. I'm like, oh, sorry. He's like, not because of you. But I'm like, okay, well, sorry, I'm not going to make it to our pickup. He's like, well, it's not super crucial load. I'm going to keep you on it. Just give me an update on how long it's going to take to get fixed, maybe a day or two, and then you can come pick it up. I said, okay, I'll do that. So we're still on our load. We're just delayed. So we're about to find out how much we're delayed once we get parked and figure out what's going on here. But we got to get off this road So I'll catch you guys here in a minute. I gotta focus on getting out on the highway. Well, I made a stop at a place I will choose to not mention. But I called the service department, and they can't get me in until tomorrow afternoon. No, that's not gonna work. But I still have coolant above the cold line after our 6 bottles of water. Self-healing? I don't know. I think maybe I'm just gonna start heading back home, and when it does it again, we'll stop, let it cool off, fill it back up with bottled water. I got a case of bottled water and a 3-gallon jug in the truck. You know, sometimes the Most High pauses us for a reason. Maybe it was important that I didn't go to Denver today, or at least wasn't on time. Never know. Although it is pretty scary being on the side of the road with broken down stuff. Tough decisions. I think I'm gonna head back home. Wish me luck. Alright, excuse the sideways camera. You guys are in my GPS mount, and that's the way it goes. I'm back on the interstate, heading back towards home, which is 90 miles that way. Well, actually, by the time I get in the middle of nowhere where I live, which is a ways, it's probably about 102 miles. Not a great start to this trip. I had everything booked so we'd make a decent chunk of money here in the next 3 days, but I don't know. Truck's running good, it's not hot, it's just dripping, so we'll see how far we can go before it gets mad. I'll pull over, cool it off, fill it back up, and keep driving. I'll keep you guys updated. Yikes! Well, that was an adventure. I'm on the side of the road again. I actually made it a good 30 or 40 miles. Doesn't really give you any warning. It's not hot or anything. Check engine light comes on, and then immediately after, the flashing red stop engine sign comes on, indicating that the engine's about to shut down. It does not give you very much time, and holding the engine shutdown override button didn't seem to do anything. Or maybe it did. You have to continue to hold it. I don't know. But I had to start downshifting, so I had to let go of that button so I could downshift. I did make it to an off-ramp this time, so we're not directly on the interstate, which is great. And we're almost halfway. Got the AC off, heater on. Gonna cool this thing off. Run the fan for a while. Get the hood up. Watch the train go by. And get my case of bottled water out. Crack the radiator lid and fill it back up. Glad we don't have a load today. Rain's back that way. And glad we hit an exit. So I'm gonna sit here for 20-30 minutes, let it cool off. I'll get back with you guys. What an adventure here on the Life of Lynn channel. Just always something, you know. Starting to question this whole trucking thing, right? It's actually been pretty fun, especially the short runs that are like 500 miles and get them done in a day. Maybe I don't need to be going over the mountains. Maybe I just need to run hay back and forth around my corner of the state and be home every night. Maybe that's what I need to do. But I have not come across just that yet. Maybe I will. I don't know. Comment down below. How's this going for me so far? If you watched the last 3 episodes, you know it's been a rough start. And we were supposed to start making money this week. This is supposed to be our first full long week of loads. It's going to come home with like $5,000 or $6,000 of profit after the end of the week, but starting in the hole again. Now I got to go buy a radiator, maybe some other stuff. I know a guy at the parts place for Freightliner though. See if I can get an employee discount, and we'll do it ourselves, save some money. All right, I got to go open the hood, let things cool off. Goodness gracious. We're definitely a little low on coolant, but it shuts off immediately when that sensor's out. Let it cool off, I guess. I'll have breakfast, you know, since I'm here. I'm going to show you my breakfast setup. I've got a power inverter, but I actually have underneath the bed here one of those cool little solar generator things. I just run that directly to the 110 volt hookups for the truck, so all the outlets work. Pretty cool. Microwave, free from my old shop. And I got a 12 volt fridge down here. Pretty neat. So yeah, we're gonna have a homemade breakfast burrito. You know, handmade by the wife. You can see parchment paper and cute little bows on them. And maybe a nice tea. I might as well have a little lunch while we're waiting, huh? But this setup works pretty good. Also plugged into the power generator underneath here. But not a bad setup. I actually, using the truck, I got my coffee pot and everything, all my paperwork, my little table. It's not bad. It's pretty usable the way it sits, other than we're broken down. Oh, drink up, little fella. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, there's a cool fresh water for you. About 5 more of those and maybe we'll make it home, at least close to it. Thanks to the folks at Niagara for providing our coolant for today. All right, 8 bottles of water this time. She's brimmed to the top in the reservoir, so maybe we'll make it all the way home, or at least close. Let's figure out how to get off this on-ramp. Hopefully it goes across and gets back on the highway. But sometimes they don't, you know? All right, truck's running fine. Let's get out of here. Glad we're on the off-ramp. A little safer to get going again. Okay, we're moving. Does this go across the interstate and can I just get back on? Maybe? Yep, looks like we're good. Alright, I'm gonna get back on the road, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Well, made it back home. Only had to do that one extra stop. Guess it's time to dive in. You guys know me. We work on square body Chevys and turbocharged old Winnebagos around here. Other than basic maintenance, I don't know a ton about Freightliners in Detroit. So we're going to be learning, clearly. So I'm gonna back this thing in. I don't know if we have to take the hood off, but man, it'd give us a lot more access. But the hood's so big, probably gonna need my tractor. I don't know. I'll call around for parts too, see what's going on, and get this figured out and get back on the road, I guess. Because keep on trucking. Now I'm understanding that term. You got no option. You gotta keep on trucking. All right, let's get this thing in here. Well, the truck was pretty clean. You can see that coolant was misting right out the side and down the side of the truck. I mean, even the windows misted and coolant vapor. And it is leaking pretty good. I'm gonna get a pan underneath this thing, try to catch some of that. Let her cool off, because spicy. You know, gonna be a minute. All right, back to the shop. Got the radiator, got the bumper off, got the fairings off, got the hood tilted forward. Got some brackets out of the way. If you guys want a full tutorial on how to do this, search it on the internet. I don't have the time or the patience to go through a how-to on this, and that's not what this video is about. But essentially, you unbolt everything, and then you take it out, and then you put a new one in, and then bolt everything back up. Pretty simple. Although there's a lot more to this than a square body Chevy, and it takes more time for sure. It also holds a substantial amount of coolant, so be aware of that. Just about to the point here where I'm going to move the intercooler out of the way. Service manual says you need to evac the AC system so you can remove this condenser. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to unbolt it and kind of like lay it over there to the side. That should be able to allow me to get the intercooler straight up out of here so I can get to the rest of the things that are holding it together down there. It is heavy. I'm probably going to have to bring in the cherry picker to pull that up because it's just me here per usual. And yeah, but look. I think I had a leak over here too. I don't know. Or just happened to be spraying the radiator there. Because it's definitely leaking on the other side. I don't know what's going on, but she's leaking for sure. Ugh, what a mess. All right, I'm gonna get to it. It's the next day, and it's okay. You know, I was a little frustrated yesterday. I'm sure you guys could pick that up in the video. You know, things weren't going as good as I'd hoped they'd been going. You know, I should have made several $1,000s this week not being parked yelling at my truck. But here we are. Those things are going to happen. Now, it's okay. We're just reorganizing and figuring it out. No big deal. Radiator is sitting back in the truck. That was kind of a nightmare. It is, you know, it's heavy. It's a little heavier than a Toyota Camry radiator, and it sits in a giant metal case that you have to disassemble and then reassemble around the new one. But there's a charged air cooler attached to that. It doesn't just pull off. In fact, this intercooler right here actually copes back in towards the truck. So you can't just like pull it straight out because it hits the edges of this metal frame that the radiator is built into. The design's not great. I was using some choice words. Anyway, got her figured out. Got the new radiator in, got it all bolted back together. Getting hoses and stuff on right now. We're pretty close to getting ready to fill it. I got to put on some brackets here and tighten some things up. We'll fill it up obviously before we put the hood and everything back together, just in case we gotta take it back out, which hopefully we don't. Also called my friends over at the old Freightliner dealership and found a new AC line. It'll be here tomorrow, so it's fine. We're gonna replace that line, recharge the AC. It'll probably be even colder, you know, 'cause a fresh recharge is sometimes it's good for the system and good for the cab when it's 100 degrees outside. Speaking of 100 degrees, it did rain a little bit last night. Not enough, only 1/4 of an inch. And now the humidity is 90% and 90 degrees. So pardon me if sweat's dripping off, but that's the way it is. Guys, I'm going to finish up this and we'll fill her up and fire it back up and make sure we're good to go. And then replan our week, I guess. It's Wednesday. We should have been coming home today from Idaho. We're not, so you have to figure that out. Plus, now I've got plans on Friday, family stuff that has to be done. So I can't go on any long runs because I got to be home on Friday. Maybe next week we'll do this. I don't know. Comment down below. Was this a good idea? I don't know anymore. Okay, all right, let's get it done. We're getting there. Whisper quiet. Purrs like a kitten. We're gonna wash all this off and then we're gonna go take it on a test run. Should be good. Day 3 of not making money. Where's the day 4? Start of day 4. There. It's blending together now. Parts came in, so that's good. I bought a lot of 134A that was on sale. And got a new one of these. It's already installed. Then I remembered that I have way too many tools in this mess. Just strewn about. And I had a vacuum pump. So we hooked that up to our gauges here. And we're gonna, vacuum down the system here, get all the air out, seal it off, make sure that it holds that vacuum. And if it does, I'm gonna put all that R134A in here, like almost 4 pounds. Quite a bit. A cute little smoke machine. Thanks, China. For the 3 times I've used it in the last 4 years I've owned it, it's been useful. That's when you know you don't need to spend money on good tools all the time, I've got expensive sockets, got expensive impacts. A lot of other tools, they're cheap because if I don't need to use them except for 4 or 5 times in my life, then I don't need to buy the most expensive one. Okay, rant over. Let's get this AC fixed and get on the road. Well, good morning. It's loud. We're in the truck. We're cruising. Checked out the AC yesterday after I recharged. It seemed to be working. It's still working today, but it's not perfect. Could be a little colder. But maybe we'll have it professionally evac'd and recharged after we get some loads done. Because we got to catch up here, as you know. It is Saturday morning. I've spent all week working on this thing, basically. We've also had the county fair, and we're showing animals and 4-H stuff, so, it's all right. Been around doing that stuff with the family. You got to do that stuff. But had an opportunity this morning to try to get up to Nebraska. Again, how we started this trip last week, grabbing some hay, and see if we can drop that back off in Elizabeth, and try to do this again. We're restarting, okay? I'm on the road. It's Interstate 80. It's busy. So I'm going to keep driving. But wish me luck. Well, good morning. It's the next day. It was a long night for me. One thing you got to consider is when you have this much weight, you're not going to be breaking any speed records. It takes me 2 miles to get up to speed, and that speed is about 10 miles per hour under the speed limit when we're talking about the interstate anyway. And 10 miles an hour under the speed limit over a 5-hour period equals another hour of driving, which is quite a bit. So don't ever let them tell you that speeding doesn't get you there any faster, because it does. Okay. Anyway, 25 tons of hay behind me. It is Sunday. It is the day of rest. I'm going to go not rest. I got a lot to do, unfortunately. Got home last night later than usual. It was like 11 something. Come into an empty house because everybody's in town at the fair doing all the 4-H stuff. It's the last couple nights. Big stuff going on, right? And town is where the camper's at, so basically my family's been living in the camper at fair for the last week. And I came home to a cat that we have that was spayed years ago, suddenly having kittens under my bed. So that was a mess. Sorry to my wife's crocheting stuff that's under there. It's all in the trash now. Anyway, got that situated. Made it to bed by 1 o'clock, so pretty chipper this morning here at 5 a.m. because I got a phone call saying my son has a migraine and I need to go pick him up. So just finished doing that. I've got to go do chores. I didn't have time to practice drums for church, so that's a bummer. and then we'll do hay tomorrow, okay? Lots to do. Hey, if you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you. I know we've been doing a lot of the trucking content recently because that seems like all I've been doing. Like I said, we'll get caught up on stuff and we can go back to projects over in the shop, especially when it gets a little icy on the roads. Then I'll be working home. Let me know how I'm doing. Drop a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. Do all the things with the clicky click and the button, and then dang on internet, man. Okay? Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll get this figured out. It's the next day. It is 102 outside. The truck's angry because we're towing a lot of weight, and it's 102. I've been letting out of it, going pretty easy, 55 miles an hour, but we're still touching the red, which throws the check engine light on until it cools back off. It should be here in a second. Yep, there we go. So going downhill, we're good. And then we got to go back up a little hill. And then it starts getting hot again. The check engine light comes on. It's too hot to run without the AC, which is still working. But anyway, on our way to go drop our hay off. Trip's going pretty good. I don't know how the rest of the week's going to pan out. I do not have anything else booked after this. And we're going to need to stop and get fuel, which is going to be expensive. We'll find out how much this trip costs us. It seems like it's costing more and more. But then again, diesel's back up to $5 a gallon again. Was dropping for a minute, but looks like that's over. We're gonna have to start getting more money for these things. We'll do a breakdown at the end of this and see how much everything's costing and what we're making off of it. Probably not much. Oh, I have had a bunch of questions recently. Dustin, why did you stop doing RVs? Sounds like you were happier when you were doing that as opposed to trucking. Yeah, but campers don't pay the bills for, more than 3 months out of the year, unfortunately. And building turbocharged Winnebagos pays the bills zero. YouTube pays me pretty much pennies on the dollar. Yeah, it's really hardly any money whatsoever. And I know a couple of you guys have seen, my battery reviews and solar reviews. And they're like, why am I watching this? Well, those sponsors help keep the channel up so that we can afford to do this. And those guys have kind of dropped off. YouTube's paying even less. I mean, some months I don't even get a check from them. So it's hard to justify spending the time to make and edit videos without some kind of monetary input. I just can't afford to do it. I've got so much stuff going on as it is that we're on a time crunch, and having more time going out for no reason is really hard. So that's why you guys haven't seen that many videos, and that's also why I'm trucking right now. I got to try to make some money, but it's not making as much as I would like to. Well, I guess I'd say this differently. It's making pretty good money, but it's spending it just as fast. So that's a little rough. Anyway, wish me luck. Let's see how we can end this thing out. The not so fun part. I'm at my delivery spot, but taking straps and tarps off during the rain and wind is a little difficult. It's not raining yet, but the wind's coming up, as you can see from the flags. Boy, the tarps just want to blow right off in one direction with the bungees attached. It's hard to even roll up the straps. As you can hear, the wind is whipping pretty good, so time to clean up while they unload the hay. There's a thumbs up in there. Well, I thought I was recording and I didn't. You guys missed it. I was sitting here trying to just finish backing my semi into a Love's truck stop here, and trucks are whizzing around everywhere trying to back in. I guess it's 5 o'clock, so getting off the road for the night. And this guy was like 6 inches away from hitting my mirror, like really close, and then tried to back up like 3 times. It was pretty rough, but he made it without hitting the truck, even though people were like trying to drive behind him while he was backing up. But it's wild here. There's a lot of trucks, so I guess I might be going to the airport to pick up a family member. Who knows? I don't know. It seems kind of like a bad vehicle to do this in, but I no longer have enough time to get home and get a different vehicle and drive back up here, and I'm only 30 minutes away from the international airport right now, so maybe they can get an Uber to this truck stop here, and I won't have to drive to an international airport with a semi. All unloaded, Hazel all gone, heading back home. Still got to find a load for tomorrow. We'll get it figured out. It's fine. Well, as I said before, I might end up being here for a while. So I've got 4 hours to sit here to wait for an Uber to show up with a family member in it to get in the truck so I can take them, several hours home. So if that works out, that's fine, because it's dinner time. This is, walked a couple miles down the road here, found some Panda Express. Starting to think maybe a bicycle on the back of the truck might not be a bad idea. I don't know. About to dig into dinner in my cozy little kitchen area. Coffee, dinner, tea, refrigerator with leftovers, microwave. That's all you really need. Oh, and a bed to sleep on. That's about it. Might take a nap after this. Who knows? We'll see. But we're going. This looks delicious. I'm gonna hit it. Oh, good morning. I waited at the truck stop until 12 something. It was midnight. I took a little nap. That was good. I did make it home about 3 a.m. So that was a long night. My hours of service aren't gonna quite line up how they're supposed to be, since I had to sit there and wait for 7 hours because the flight kept getting delayed because of microbursts at DIA. That's our international airport. Anyway, it's the next day. Gotta do chores. Hello there. It's probably mentioned this already. It's dry. It's hot. It's dry. My neighbor's corn is not ideal. That might be a total loss, honestly. There's no actual corn on that. And it's August. And as you can see, our pasture here is just brown. I've already started feeding the cow again. Way too early for that. Today is weird. It was 102 yesterday. It is 54 degrees and long sleeve weather this morning. I don't know if this place is going to be habitable. We keep taking weather losses like this, insurance is going to go through the roof. And it's already expensive because it's Colorado, so without a source of water out here other than our 300-foot deep well, kind of need electricity for that. Anyway, I gotta get back to doing chores. Still hasn't found a load yet, but now my hours are all messed up on my logs, so I can't even run today anyway, because I'll be in violation because I sat at a truck stop for 7 hours. If I sat for 10 hours there, then it would have reset and I would have been fine, but it was already midnight and I had to get home, so ain't happening. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I was within 150 air miles of home, so maybe that, we'll just pretend everything's okay. I think we're going to go with that. ELDs are retarded. I think I'll probably go to paper logs. Not technically allowed to on a truck this new, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, sounds good. I'll find a load. I'll get back with you guys. Guys, you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to get more hay. It's just a hay kind of year, I mean, honestly, with as dry as everything is, it doesn't surprise me that people are moving a lot of hay, thinking about winter a little earlier. I know I, myself, already pre-purchased all my hay. And, I think a lot of other people are doing the same thing. So I'm contracted again to go get more hay. But not from Nebraska this time. I'm dropping way down into Greensburg, Kansas. Never heard of it before, never been there, and that's where I'm going. So just got on the road, filling up at a truck stop here, and already ate my lunch, so we're good to go there. Gonna have a little sip of coffee and cruise on down the road. We'll be there tonight. I'm gonna park up, and then we'll be able to load first thing tomorrow morning, like 8 a.m. ish, and then we're taking it to the same place. We're gonna go to Elizabeth, and we're gonna drop this hay off. These guys are moving a lot of hay. I'm telling you, like every time I contact them, they're like, "Yeah, we have more loads. Which one do you want?" So the Nebraska one was not available, so I'm taking the one in Kansas, which was about an extra 45 minutes of driving for the same price. But here we are. This is our third one in this video, and unfortunately, my whole plan of spending an entire week driving hasn't worked out. I've just done 3 loads randomly in between breakdowns. But I'll tell you this, each one of those loads paid $1,700, and we're on our third one, so math that. And then, of course, at the end of this episode, I'm going to math all that together, and we'll deduct our fuel and expenses and see where we're ended up. Look, a sleepy little Main Street. How fun. And Kingsley? Yeah, that's what the water tower says. Kingsley, Kansas. Just a few minutes away from my pickup. Waiting for them to open up here in about 30 minutes. Sun's coming up. Get my morning coffee. It's actually pretty nice here. Although I parked next to a railroad track last night, so I heard the train 3 or 4 times. So that'll wake you up. But I didn't see any other place to park, so I guess that's all right in my book. Definitely some worn down parts of this town, but it's out here. I mean, there's nothing around it. Hays, Kansas is like an hour north, I guess. That's like the biggest town, but I mean, ain't a lot going on around here. Did see one coffee shop on the map. That's where I'm headed to. Just, dabbling a little bit, I don't always have to have the gas station canned coffees. Those are probably not good for you. These probably aren't either. I don't know. Good time. It's cold. I've also picked up a friend. Don't come back to the truck with me. I cannot take you home. My kids would love another dog. We have 4. I'm good. Nice little coffee shop. They're trying to do the downtown revitalization thing. You can tell it's working in some areas, but it's still a really nice little coffee shop. But I was the only one in there. It's like 7 a.m. I think here. This dog is still following me. I don't know where you belong, man. I'm not your owner. Carry on, sir. Carry on, good sir. Anyway, just got a call back from my guy. He's available to load, so I'm going to go do that. See you guys in a bit. I am currently following the farmer to the hay shed. Look at this road. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of here if we get 80,000 pounds on the truck. Up and down these hills in sand and water and mud. It's got me a little nervous, boys and gals. Somebody's got a road grader out trying to do something, but gee whiz, look at the water. I don't know if you guys know this, but my drive tires on the truck are about full. Gotta save up more money so I can spend it on the truck. The Kansas sun is starting to come out, and I found their hay shed. It's about 20 minutes further past the farm than where I was told to meet them, and we're gonna have to drive back there and hit the scale. But it's like sand. It's like driving down a beach. Sand and mud. That's not gonna be a great combo with no tread. So we'll see if we can get out of here. Hopefully we can.
They're gonna grab the loader, and I'm assuming the nice looking barrels is what is going on the trailer. But dang, we're gonna have to knock some weight off this thing. Last thing I think was it covered in mud too. Dang. Yeah, quite the adventure this morning. Guess I'll get the straps out, get ready for some hay. Well, we're loaded with hay. Nice looking stuff. We got to go to the scale out, and we got to finish strapping and tarping so I don't get wet. Beautiful day. Well, friends, we're back in Colorado. Just barely, just crossed over the border. I think we're about 2 hours out from our destination, but it is hot. It is 97 degrees outside. The truck is throwing the check engine light every time I climb a hill, just because it's getting too hot. It's a mess. Well, let's get it unloaded and get home. Hard to see back there, but part of the road is blocked off. Yeah, the motorhome was on fire and it caught all the grass on fire. So they pretty much had it out, but rough day for sure. You know how I said we were heavy? We were quite heavy. Engine's definitely not happy. We overheated a little bit, as you can see. Let's actually come down a little bit. We got a code for high oil temperature, reduce engine load. So that hot oil has dropped our oil pressure. So we're over here, AC off. And we just made it up this hill behind us, barely. It stalled at the top. Had to shut it down, restart it, and just crest the top. And we're gonna let it sit here and cool off. I wasn't going fast. I think I was in 4th gear, maybe, doing 15 miles an hour. Trying to be easy on it, but holy crap. We can't haul shit this heavy, guys. Not up these hills. This is not ideal. Well, I'm gonna sit here and roast because it's like it's 100 degrees outside. That's another factor. Luckily, we didn't blow any coolant lines or anything. It sucks that the engine shuts down when it gets hot. It's kind of be nice to get to the top of the hill, but that's okay. We're here. We're just gonna let it idle and let it cool down. Well, it's all right. It's just it's a stressful career choice. You know, I'm starting to think climbing ladders and banging my knees up on RV roofs and trying to lift air conditioners up a ladder by myself, that really sucked. It wasn't that bad. Being broke in the wintertime, maybe that wasn't that bad. Anyway, the truck's actually fine. I made it here finally. I'm at the ranch, and they closed 5 minutes ago. I've texted them all day telling them I was coming, and I got a text 3 miles down the road. Hey, we close at 5:30 and my guy can't stay late. We'll unload you in the morning. So I just pulled up to locked gates here after driving. Oh, what time did we leave Kansas this morning? There was a time change there. I think 10 this time. Maybe it was 11. It was 10 o'clock in Kansas, 9 o'clock here. Started my day off, drove way too much, had to drive slow. The truck was hot, we overheated and broke down. We're overweight. It's 100 degrees outside. I've turned the heater on and rolled the windows down and been sweating the last 20 minutes of this trip. And nobody's here. I knew I was coming all day, nobody's here. So, I think I have the gate code from the last time that this happened, but that was like at 8 o'clock at night. That's to be expected. 8 o'clock at night's pretty late for somebody to stay over. This was 5 minutes. Granted, they would have to spend 20 minutes unloading the truck, but
Huh. I guess I'll use the gate code and get pulled in here, so I'm not sitting up on the road. Not a big deal. I mean, our oldest son's got a going away party because he's going into the military tomorrow. So not a huge deal if I don't get home. But, drop the comments. What are you guys thinking? I think this might have been a bad choice. Maybe I should just sell all this stuff like I sell my other things that I fix up and cash out. Actually, it probably won't be a cash out. It's going to be a huge loss of money. Biscuits, man. It's also rush hour. That guy has a really cool Cobra kit car. Good for him. It's nice to see all the rich people down here driving in their stuff and then screwing all the little guys over, you know, making their fortunes and whatnot, driving their Cobras around. I'm a little bitter right now. Can you tell? It's not happy, smiley Dustin. Okay, well, I'll be polite. I'm not going to show you whose place this is, but I guess I'll pull in and see if, I don't know, I guess drop the trailer and go home and then come back on like Monday or something. This is retarded. Absolutely retarded. I'll get back with you guys in a couple minutes when I figure out what in the hell is going on here.
Well, you can't really see, but it is the start of day 3. Screen windows, nice feature when it's hot outside. Sun is coming up. Oh, it's day 3. I don't have to get out of bed for like 2 hours. But I got nothing else to do. Just sitting in the parking lot. Truck's comfy. It's got that going for it. But yeah, we're gonna untarp and unload here in a little bit, and finally get home and see how we ended up here. Boy, probably not great. We'll see though.
Fresh hot coffee. Makes the day better. Finally. We're getting unloaded. A lot of hay here, a lot of hay there. Soon to be off my trailer so I can go home. Got lots to do at home too. We'll catch up here in a few, but hopefully my miles home won't be too difficult. And you know, it's early enough in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. Might make it home before lunch.
outside, and well, I decided I could squeeze one more trip in before my wife has to go back to work for several days. So I figured I probably ought to, because we got to make up for all this downtime and, you know, expenses. All right, so we're going to sneak one more trip in on this, and it's a short one. Hopefully easy. We'll see how it goes. It's early in the morning, about 6:15. I've been on the road for 30 minutes or so. Sun's starting to come up. It is overcast. Everything is damp. It's like 90% humidity. It's a sticky day. But, you know, it's not 101. It's only going to be like 70 something. So I'll take it. I'm going to buzz up to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and pick up some railroad ties from the Union Pacific Rail Yard, and then just drop them off in Nebraska on my way home. Real simple load. It's only 100 miles. It pays $850. Yeah, I would do this load every day if I could. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They're not available all the time. But yeah, 100 miles for $850. And it's basically on my way back home. So you just buzz there, grab it, come back, drop it, and I think the drop point's in Nebraska somewhere, but it's only like an hour away from home, so it's not, in my mind, that's not very far. Fuel's going up, guys. Just past the sign. So I was coming out of town, $5.24. So I did one of these. It was going up, and then it came down. And then I got my trailer fixed, and it just kept going down. I was like, yeah, all right, I beat the fuel prices. Like, now we're going to get back on the road. It's going to be good. And then, you know, things happened again, and now another month down the road, we're right back where we left off before my trailer broke the first time. So, yeah, mid-5s is hard. If we get to mid-6s, it's going to cost me $1 for every mile I drive this truck. Every single mile, I'm just going to pull a $1 bill out and throw it out the window. And when you're doing 65 miles an hour, that's a lot of dollars. Anyway, things are going good. Truck's good. Everything checked out this morning before I left. Let's get this quick little load over with, and then we'll break down the prices and see where we ended up for the week. And maybe cry a little. Yeah, that seems fine. See you guys in a bit. Out here at the Union Pacific Rail Yard. We're in luck. Those are just pallets of plastic stuff, so not too heavy. I mean, there's a little bit of weight to them. They're not lightweight plastic, some kind of dense plastic. Don't know what they do, but we got 24 pallets on here. So a pretty nice little haul for $850. I'm gonna figure out how to get out of here, because it looks like it's gonna be a chore, and I was told I gotta drive through a neighborhood, so. But I'll catch you guys in the drop. Alright, stop to just check my load here. And yeah, it's on there. Nothing exciting, just a strap on the pallets, and they're all good. So we're in Nebraska. We're only 30 minutes away from our load. We might stop and have this unloaded shortly after lunch. So I'll be home by 2. Now that I've said that, things will go horribly wrong. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but keep on trucking down the road. Nebraska. Look, friends, water, finally. It hasn't rained in over a month here. It was getting desperate. As you can see, everything's brown. Nothing's alive. We've already talked about the crops. They're pretty much done for the year, but praise the Most High. We got like an entire inch of rain last night, which is awesome. Look, there's something's blooming now because it had some rainwater. Little barrel of pumpkins over there. Anywho, truck's home. Another successful trip.
let's talk about
it. It's doing good-ish. I have kind of an overheating problem, to be honest with you. And I had it before I replaced the radiator, so it's not like my install or the radiator, I don't think. But it's gotten worse since I've owned the truck. I'm right at about 15,000 miles since I purchased this thing. So we haven't done a ton of loads yet, but it has steadily gotten hotter outside, yes, but this thing is now steadily getting hotter and hotter as I drive. One of the issues I had yesterday is I was unloaded, empty trailer, driving back home. Yeah, there were some hills. Yeah, it was like 90 degrees outside. But twice this thing went into like overheat shutdown mode, which is, I don't know, like 235 degrees, where it flashes the red stoplight and you have about 30 seconds to either pull it over and shut it down, or it's going to shut down for you. Now, luckily, I just backed completely out of the throttle and shut the AC off, and that seemed to get the temp down quick enough to make that light go away. But that's annoying when you're climbing a hill and you got to drop that much speed. I don't think I'm being hard on it. Maybe I am. Drop a comment down below. I mean, there's been times where I've downshifted all the way to third gear doing like quarter throttle just to keep the temps down in this thing. I feel unloaded going up a decent hill at half throttle and like 7th gear. I don't think that should be that hard on it, but maybe I'm wrong. You guys, long-term truckers, if you're out there, drop a comment. Let me know. Maybe it's just my driving habits suck. I'm used to a 3/4 ton, 1 ton diesel. You just ease your foot out of it a little bit and you can cruise all day, even with a big camper on the back. Now, I do realize this thing empty weighs more than my 3/4 ton towing my 13,000 pound camper. So there's that, but it's got a lot more motor and 13 gallons of coolant in this giant radiator up front. So I don't know. Anyway, let's get the numbers together. Let's see how we did. This is my first full week as a truck driver. Ended up being almost a month, a little over 3 weeks actually, because of the breakdowns. And now my wife's back at work for like 10 days straight, so I'm gonna be home with the kids doing stuff around the house. So I won't be driving, which means I won't be making money, but that thing's still gonna cost me because obviously payments. Let's talk about the payments. You guys asked about that in the last video. Yes, I am owing money on this truck. I just get a loan out on it and the trailer, and I have a line of credit that I'm making payments on as well. That altogether is totaling right about $1,000 a month. Truck and trailer about 750-ish. The rest is the line of credit that I'm trying to pay back down because that's been paying for my breakdowns. It's fun. So there's that. And then insurance. Commercial insurance is crazy expensive. I have a pretty good deal on this truck. I have a really good driving record. It's still costing me about $1,500 a month for $1 million worth of insurance coverage on that. I plus also have general liability on the company and everything else. So that's about $1,500 a month for everything there. Now, let's talk about these loads. Boy, it's been so long, I don't even remember exactly how it went. But initially, we started out this video, I had a load of hay, right? That was $1,700. Okay, great. Then we had our breakdown because that's when we were going to start our entire week of like 3 trips. We had 3 loads already booked, and that was going to be a decent amount of money there, like several $1,000s. Broke down, spent money, didn't do those loads. Okay, we made it up at the end there. We did, a load of hay? We did 2 loads of hay. We did 2 loads of hay at the end, and then yesterday we ran that stuff for Union Pacific Railroad, which was a real short trip that didn't pay very much, but considering it was only 100 miles and I was home before dinner, I liked that. That was nice. So where did we end up? So those trips for hay, $1,700 is what we got paid for each trip. So that puts us, $5,200, something like that. Unfortunately, those loads cost me about $950 to $1,000 per load in fuel and a couple of meals, right? Because diesel is just stupid expensive again. So that hurts. This load yesterday only cost us about $300 in fuel, probably. I haven't filled up yet. I was hoping to find some cheaper fuel, and it's just, there wasn't any on I-80. I'm thinking probably about $300, and we got paid $850. So, I mean, that's not bad for half a day's work. I think it took us like 9 hours to do the whole trip. Not bad. Okay. Now I would do that load every day if I could, but unfortunately that ain't gonna happen because it's just a random load every once in a while. We just got lucky that it ended close to where we're at. So how did we end up? For the entire month, we only made $2,800 because it's almost been a month. Let's face it. That's pretty bad because 30% of that goes into my breakdown fund and another 30% goes into my taxes. That's not a lot to live off of, guys. That's money for my personal bills after that. Oof. So how's this working out so far? Not great. Also, that money is gonna have to go for a set of drive tires real soon because those are about bald. Breakdowns are killing me. And we still got to figure out this overheating thing with the truck. I think it's getting hotter than it should be. So we're gonna look at, we've already flushed the coolant and done the radiator. Throw a thermostat in it. Some people said, if your DPF's plugged up, well, we won't talk about how this truck's set up, but that's not a problem for me. I don't know, guys. Okay, drop a comment down below. Maybe we'll do some RV content here soon. I'm trying to procure an older fifth wheel, but funds are limited, so haven't been able to offer much money for it. And I don't know if it would sell for much, but it is mint condition, been stored in a shop since the 1980s. So if I end up with that one, you guys will see a video on it. If I don't, then this is the last you'll hear about it. Okay, sounds good. Hey, thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. Do me a favor and drop a like. Maybe YouTube will send me 30 cents so I can pay for the water for this tree over here. The poor little guy needs some more. Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching today, and we will see you in the next episode.